What is up, everyone? I am Banksy, and welcome back to finally another SNR video. And we are going on to the next round after Richmond of that debacle of how that ended to now Atlanta Motor Speedway, which is the older Atlanta Motor Speedway, the good Atlanta Motor Speedway, in my opinion. So going into this race, we're just going to try to survive, keep the car straight. I know I can be a little quick here, but I'm not very good with the tires. So throughout the run, you're just going to see me trying to learn how to manage my tires and do what I can to get up front, though, and try to maintain a good spot to finish. You know, you don't want to be too far back because we are good in the points. This is the last race of the regular season before the chase starts, so we had to make sure we finished in the top 12, I think, or the top 10, and we were well into that. We were sitting 5th in points, so very well sitting right now points wise, but still you want to finish good to continue that momentum for the chase. So trying to do that today, and it did pretty good. I mean, it was not too dramatic as last week, but you know, still pretty good race in my opinion. Strategies was going on here and there throughout the race, so hope you do enjoy it. I did a little bit of some editing fixes as well, so with the audio, so if you like it, let me know. Shout out to Ken Campbell with Campbell Racing for bringing this to light. He had a video out showcasing how to do this audio thing, so if you like it, let me know in the comments below. I think it's going to be easier for me to edit, so I look forward to doing that. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a thumbs up to the video. Subscribe if you are new. I'll see you guys on track.
We're not counting laps and running just to run circles for no laps. And no.
What do you think the strategy here is, fuel-wise?
I'm going to assume 45, 90.
Yeah, you could go. I went 46 on a tank.
But I don't know. It's 140 laps, so probably.
Actually, barely 3 stops. You have to save a little to make it 1, I think, or make it 2.
Yeah, so I'd say if you can push 50, great. But that's probably a little bit of a stretch. I'd say 35, 70, 105.
That hard?
I would definitely run as long as you can and try to like stretch the second 2 runs.
I will tell you this. I remember last season I pitted early.
Wow.
I can't remember how far ahead I pitted early, but it was enough to where I got a good gap on Jeff. He caught me, and then the tire wear kind of evened out into the run. So you don't want to pit too far out, but you don't want to be too close.
Really hope my spotters.
If you pit early, you're definitely 3 stopping though. That's the only catch.
Right. That's my thing.
I was thinking, and with a 3-stopper, you only have 1 set of tires spare to use.
Right.
The whole
Which is
race.
enough.
Bumpers pretty well.
Yeah, that's.
It's stretching it. It's stretching it. I'm not saying it's not like perfect strat or anything, but I know that you'll be on fresher tires more often than you would be on older tires.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, with that extra stop gets you more speed.
Just heads up, I think maybe Bryce said it in the driver's meeting, but it is sketchy here in the trials, so just big heads up as we.
I have big wheel spin, so they might wreck on the restart.
Yeah, all right. Bring it on.
I think this is like the worst I've ever qualified in this league, maybe ever.
Well,
it's crazy.
Practice. I don't know. But good luck to you fellas.
Yep.
Let's have fun.
Boogity.
It's Atlanta. Playing Atlanta.
Watch for wheel spin. Good luck, everybody. Have fun.
Jeff should eat his own advice based off of Aero, Alex.
Alright, playing his final words. Alright, here we go. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's fire a hole here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hot Atlanta underway.
Banger into Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series begins.
Oh, here's fun.
And Jeff right out to outstanding lead right out of the gate.
No surprise, usually his forte, these mile-and-a-half tracks, we talk about it all the time. They are kind of his thing, and he's showing it already down the back straightaway already with a 3/4 of a second lead over Angelo Horonis. Horonis probably taking things easy. This is a track that
We got a green track again, or did that carry over?
in a hurry. The track temp is not as high as it could be.
Oh no, I think it always carries over. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
what I thought, but for some reason 3 and 4 looked really green.
Yeah, no, it did for me too.
I don't see any marbles anywhere.
Battle
Might have
appearance. Horonis is going to keep
washed them or brushed them overs off or something. I don't know.
Ortega. Turner's going to take the inside line. Ortega gets that run off the high side that you're going to see so many drivers run and use to their advantage tonight as Turner starts to fall backwards. Mark Whitley wants to go now. He gets all the way to the right rear quarter panel of Ortega, but can't quite get the overlap. Ortega shuts the door, and you can see all sorts of lines already being used.
Oh, the guys that qualify back here suck.
once again, Whitley is going to be really the first one to test that outside line. Big run around the 2 car of Reggie Ortega, excuse me. He's going to get that 3rd position away into 3, but not fully clear of the driver of the number 2. He's going to run the middle line, avoid those bumps on the way high side in turns 3 and 4, put Whitley up into the 3rd position. They're almost 3.
You're right, 3 and 4 does look like super clean.
Kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, we got a green
Yeah.
track.
A lot of battling back here around that 10th position with Aaron Smith right in the mix of it. Joseph McWhorter, Ray Massey, Chad Cleaner, Noah Mahalski up there in the 8th spot.
The battle for 3rd becomes the battle for 2nd. We saw Angelo Horonis trying to fend off Mark Whitley. Whitley is on a charge to the front, already up into a 2nd position. He started back in 8th. He's gotten into the battle for the lead in just exactly 4 laps, and he's already.
Oh, there goes Ryan.
Yeah,
Starting part.
Sugar number 48.
Hey, that's going to be me in New Hampshire.
Yeah. I bet you Bugs it was a starting park. He pulled up somewhere at his banquet or whatever, and
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in my hotel room in Dallas.
yeah.
Run a lap
You
park.
got the
That's
Cowboys
what I'm
game?
Yeah, Cowboys versus Bengals.
Nice.
Still a week of New Hampshire, so I'm going to bring my laptop that absolutely cannot run iRacing, but I'll just install it with my graphics turned all the way down.
Yeah.
Run a lap, half-ass, not even qualify, and just take my 1 or 2 points.
Now he's the new race.
Probably still not enough to win the championship, but you know, better than no points. I kind of hope like 10 people show up to New Hampshire.
Straightaway, right? Got a big.
Oh, dang! Oh, wreck on the backstretch. Wreck.
As there's a wreck.
Big
right
wreck.
down in entry turn
There it
number
is.
3, multiple drivers.
I was waiting for the yellow. I was like, is it gonna
too.
go or not?
For the day, and Rob Amp is one of them. The other one is Jonathan Smith.
I
I had a
should
bit of
have
run on the guys in front of me. I was like, I don't want to take it if it's.
I should have pushed the car if I'd known.
What happened?
I don't know. I definitely not pitting though.
6 down the
No.
back straightaway. We see the
That's
72.
not
Not
bad.
even for fuel, honestly, because this helps you save enough to get to a pretty pretty good number.
Yeah, now we can go stretch it all the way out.
A little bit of an innocent bystander.
I mean, I don't know. Just pit for fuel though.
The 72 and the 13 having a disagreement.
Running
like this-
27th, I'm in for fuel. I'm taking tires. I'm just going to top off some gas.
Yeah, just
Maybe open up the strategy a little bit, you know.
The caution count for the truck series.
it's debatable. I mean, 15th, 16th, so
It's a pretty good race so far.
Yeah, my hope for New Hampshire is just like maybe 13 or 14 cars show up, and I can run my 1 lap and still get like decent points.
Captain Takers, so we're probably taking fuel only.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm taking fuel.
Okay, pit speed is
13th. He'll actually bring a lot of drivers down.
I'll follow you.
This will be interesting to see if anyone wants to take that first set of tires so early, or this could be
Good now.
maybe a play on fuel, just filling the tank up just in case.
Very well could be, but
No,
it's
that's
hard
Brian
saying
Chamber.
for now. But it's, man, I gotta say, 42 cars
Seems
on the
only to
field.
hear that it works for
A
me.
couple of them a lap down already, but man, Connor, it's really tasking my computer right now to keep
You
up
had a
with
great
everything.
strategy at Vegas and RSR.
So what happens when you get a full field? This can happen, but thankfully this version of Atlanta is not that high maintenance. It could be a whole heck of a lot worse because this is definitely one of those
So-
legacy
I
tracks,
gained
but
like 4 spots right there. I think some of them did take tires.
Oh, I know they did.
Looks like actually.
Because Chad was in front of us. He,
Down. I did see.
Yeah.
well, I guess he took tires or something
I
damaged.
mean,
or-
that's just the dumbest thing ever because now like your spare set's gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just don't understand that.
Wait, people took tires?
I guess.
Because I gained 6 spots on Picket Road taking fuel only.
37 drivers on the
Alright,
track.
pits are open.
Keith Shoemaker, Jeremy Reed.
I mean, we didn't even lose much track position at all. Yeah, Bell, you gained on that.
Yeah, but I would say like I net gained right there. I net gained track position. I came in at time of caution. I was 25th or 26th. I'm going to come out what?
Top 20 maybe?
Maybe top 20, somewhere around there.
We'll see what they say here. I was 16th,
The streets say
19th, so
it's
21st. Well, I mean, it's still not gain. Heck yeah.
yeah, still getting 4 spots, isn't it?
Only 39 cars started, by the way. It's like
Beforehand, we didn't really touch a whole lot.
So yeah, if we could go now,
What do they need
if we can make it to 60,
that top?
Uh huh.
make it onto the next round.
Or 55. 55. 55. If we can make it to 55, we can go to the one stop.
Yeah.
Well, two stops.
That cut line,
Yeah.
guys like
Well, it'll be that 55 and then one more stop, and then it'll split up.
Those are the drivers that
This will just give us a little bit room. Now, you probably could make it now
run up at the front.
if we go green if you
Chambliss is an 8, so
didn't
that's a
pit,
good
I
start
think,
for him.
but
as far
it's
as
just
the
a little
drivers
tight.
with that cut line,
It's a- yeah,
really the
it's
only
It just,
driver running in the
I just
top
like
10
doing it
right now.
just
Philip
free up the
Brewer,
strategy a
Cody
little
Key did
bit.
not start that close to the
I'd be
front.
hard
Back
pressed
in
to think we don't get
33rd
another yellow the rest of the race,
position.
considering we got one that early.
If he wants
well,
to
that's how it happened
Alright,
before.
gates are open.
We got a
Max
caution
Voss
early,
has made pretty much
went
every
green
race
for
in this series history.
40,
He's back
50
to
laps or
20
so,
seconds. So those
green,
drivers
and then the
near that
caution
cut line,
and green lap.
Green
Green
from
from
there,
there,
so
so-
threatening around that top 5, top 10 position to at least have a good run. Everyone else definitely needs to step it up if they want to
See-
jump.
oh, we
some
can
of
check
those
tires, Bill.
drivers
What were your tires?
inside the advantage. We got the
Because
one
we didn't
green
take any of
left,
it.
right
What were your
now, so
tires?
Whitley will line up
Oh,
on the outside,
9999.
in the bottom.
I don't know, burning mine up. 98, 97. Okay.
Well, yeah, because I'm running back in fucking last. I'm just kind of half-assing around a little bit.
Okay.
Just knowing that I was eventually going to run him back down. I'll be restarting behind you.
And Rob Camp has also called it a day, so let's call it 2 retirements on the day. Once again, we had 3 drivers not start the race. Carwell and Hamp have exited early.
All right.
Caleb Weekly has gotten damage repair, as has Jonathan Smith. Well, the front end of that 72 Camaro is still pretty big up.
Got Chad restarting behind me, so I gotta make sure I'm on my P's and Q's here on this restart.
Really fast out of the gate.
Make
Yeah,
sure
you
that
gotta
I'm
watch
on
your
your
wheel
bumper,
spin,
not
too.
leaving it.
Right back, so
Yeah, make sure I'm on your
interesting to
bumper,
see
not leaving a gap.
which
You know,
drivers
Yeah, don't
Make
cross
sure
the
I don't-
line.
make sure I don't peek out 2 inches to your left side, or else I'm changing lane.
You gotta be careful if you switch lanes, it might penalize Casey.
The ghost of Casey gets penalized.
Oh, Chad's hanging back. Close that gap up, Chad. Come on now.
That rear end damage, I'm looking back at it. In my understanding, just had that since the start.
There we go.
Initial start, shenanigans happening. They're in the Geico restart zone. Jeffrey gets away.
we'll
Green
check
flag
him.
is out, and that tire spins.
Yeah, they did not go.
Whitley did not get going.
The 19 car almost spun himself.
Looked to be getting away.
Yeah, the outside lane didn't go at all.
No.
Another fantastic restart. Obviously, the first start of the race on the flat man. All the restarts after that. There was caution on the lead driver. So to see
Oh, they're working. He just left.
There's a split at turn number 1. Excuse me. John Sinu is destroyed down the back straightaway. The number 86. This race is still green as Jeffrey will continue to lead, but that
What?
86 total.
I looked in my mirror and somebody's sliding into the inside wall.
Oh, I never saw that in my mirror, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw it. I just happened to look up because I was looking to just look at it, and I saw smoke,
See
and
the smoke clearing. Jeff Wright comes through with a
you
fully
can still see
clean
smoke from the
track.
guy spinning now.
The lead away, or he
Yep.
keeps it. As a matter of fact,
I blew the motor.
Ortega, Bailey Turner in the top 5.
apologize for all the mishaps on the
There he be.
left side.
It was Senu.
John Snoop.
39 car field is really putting our resources to use here tonight.
There's a lot of resources on that 48 car as well. That's probably why he's so fast all the time. He's ripping the bottom. trying to
Alec
keep the right
Martinez,
foot
I
on it.
think, took
Mark
tires,
Whitley,
or I'm bad. One of those two, I'm not entirely sure.
Some laps. He's going to go for it again. Big run down the back straightaway all the way up to the bumper of Jeff Wright. He's not quite going to get there, but he'll wind up another.
This 19 has no awareness.
Everyone's gone to that bottom line in the top 6 or so. Well, they're 2x2 for about 7 on back.
Well,
Muncie
play
Chambliss,
defense right now,
2x2
is all I
for
can say.
Hawkins. Dakota Floyd also in the process, in the picture, I should say. Jeremy Miller there as well.
Jeremy Miller.
No, Chaddington.
Slide.
Oh, they're wrecking. Oh,
Reckon.
Straight away.
Still straight, still straight.
But Brian Chambliss comes to a stop. Here comes the field trying to avoid him. Somehow Trejo avoids. Everyone slows down.
And not a yellow.
We're still green.
Get straight.
Down the back straightaway as the battle for the lead heats.
I got damage on the fucking back bumper, which is detrimental.
Everybody sideways through that corner. Did not have time to cover more than space.
Unreal. That wasn't a caution. Everyone did a good job saving it. Chambliss got hooked a little bit. He kind of locked it down in the middle of the track. Somehow everyone avoids him, but there was a lot of drivers who lost out big time. But meanwhile, the battle for the lead was unaffected.
All right, 3 spots.
I mean, I went top of 3, and he just kept coming up. Like, never seemed like he lifted.
Who was it?
Third away from
The 19 of Muncie, he spun his tires on restart. Then I was 3 middle on him. At one point, he turned down like I wasn't there. I had to hit the brakes.
Oh.
It's like he didn't have a spotter. I mean, I don't know.
See.
I have back bumper damage. I don't know how bad it is, and Connor's not telling me anything.
Third of the field.
Connor broadcasting.
Yeah.
48 in the lead, trying to keep it away from Whitley. Whitley went to the bottom, just did not have a lot of grip to do that there. And the 48's going to keep the lead.
Seems like I'm keeping up. I might not have too bad a damage.
Right, once again, painting that white line. That's what he knows how to do. He knows to keep the tires fresh. He's just generally more comfortable down there as Whitley really slid out of the corner. Ortega, I think, slapped the wall, but he kept the 3rd position even though he slapped the wall. As once again, Jeff Wright, he knows how to paint that white line, and he knows that it's going to make it a lot harder for Mark Whitley if he can do that effectively, especially on the long run as Whitley's hanging the right rear out, giving it all he's got off the corner. Jeff Wright's being very, very careful.
He absolutely is. I saw 73.
It doesn't look terrible. It is crinkled up though on the left there.
He's a little sideways coming out of turn 2.
This thing feels a lot tighter than it did in practice.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if anyone else is feeling that same thing.
Yeah, it's
but
tight entry.
yeah, for sure.
As both of your Saturday Night Racing League Series champions running in the top 5, Jeff Wright leading, Joseph McCord, the reigning champion, running in the 5th position. What that non-yellow did really split up the field and split up all the battles, as 10th place is about 3 seconds.
I might have been a little aggressive for how early it was, but I was there plenty early in the corner, I felt.
All the way from 18th to be in a battle for the top 10.
He was sliding so much.
Or at least he's been driven up through here by Kyle Peacock, who's in the battle in behind 3 wide with AJ Stavato and Ray Massey across the line.
This is really the first instance of a 3-wide battle that we've had so far. Towards the middle of the pack.
Stravato's trying to be patient on the bottom line, but just can't get both those positions at the same time. I was about to say Kyle Peacock was in 10th all the way up from 20th, but he kind of falls back a little bit at this point, back to that 13th position. Chad Klinger, fresh tires, remember, he's up and looking for that 12th position, as that battle for the lead is still relatively close, but Mark Whitley has not quite gotten back to Jeff Wright to have any sort of move. McWhorter and Bailey Turner still battle, and Dakota Floyd still tries to hold off 9th from Joshua Banks, and there was almost contact between those two as Whitley still chases that 48, but that 35, he's always fast, but this was pretty quick to get through the field like he is right now. But watch those fresh tires. Chad Klinger has a lot more grip than everyone else.
Chad Klinger back there in that shiny blue chrome. He's going to be able to car up this field. He's got about a 10-lap difference. However, Joshua Banks also came down pit road at the same time, but taking
Definitely probably some sort of fuel strategy being made by some of these drivers, but Chad Klinger figured, what the heck, I'll get the extra fuel to go along with it. So taking that into consideration, as we'll go 3 wide again for this 9th position. Banks in the middle, Stravado and him have history, as well as Floyd, the challenger champion, runs around crossing outside. He has some help from the 09 as well.
19 all over the place. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the guy that I almost wrecked with.
Dude was wrecking the trial.
Stravado, Banks, Stravado.
Oh, we are not giving up.
Turn 2, held it down.
Unbelievable. That was a crazy wiggle, and we're only 20 laps deep on the tires, and he is almost has such little grip that he can't even get.
Come on, Floyd.
Corner as Dakota Floyd.
Figure your crap out.
He kept it out of it, as there is such little grip. Even with the not crazy track temp, there's such little grip. These drivers are even struggling full throttle down a normal straightaway, as this has turned into a 6-car battle for this position.
97 degrees on the track. It is hot, but it's not the hottest that we've seen at Atlanta. A little bit further ahead, the 29 is caught up to the 2 of Reggie Ortega. Angelo Ronas looking to the inside of the 2 machine. will not have the speed off of turn 4. Green line set up going into 1 and 2.
Able to maintain down through the tri-oval there though, so that might help him a little bit out of turn number 2 if he can do the same thing. And got a decent run in the middle of turn 2, but not quite enough to really challenge the 2 of Ortega, as that battle single files out for a moment for that 8th position. But as I say that, Mahalski kind of gets passed there by Joshua Banks, who gets the 8th position away, slides up in front of the 0-3, almost got his teammate Miller, but not quite able to do so. Estravado's going to try to follow on through as we begin lap number 26.
Mahalski all over the back bumper of the 35 of Banks. Banks looking to catch the draft of his teammate Jeremy Miller up there in the 30 car.
Maybe playing a little bit of a factor, but really that dirty air is going to play a little bit more of a factor than the draft will in those corners. Miller with a little bit of left rear damage, I think, from the contact with Chambliss, and I believe the other driver was Dakota Floyd, but still looks pretty fast. We know the battle for second's tight. Ortega trying to take it from Mark Whitley. They almost made contact out of turn number 4, but Whitley would not budge. And what this is going to do is let Jeff Wright just scoot away like he always does at these tracks. It's an 1/8 of a second lead with Whitley still ripping the top, and he's got 3 hungry drivers behind him. Bailey Turner, here he comes towards the top 3 position.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, Al. Bailey Turner finally able to catch up to the rest of this leading pack here.
Oh, we got a spin. Turn number 2, Alex Bell in the 15.
Yeah, it was your fucking fault.
Bottom of turn number 2.
Yeah, that's it. So
this is gonna be
Still there, bumper. You're clear. Good job.
lovely, no caution for that either.
Dang it.
That is 3 incidents in this single run that has not brought out a yellow. Meanwhile, that
What a fucking idiot.
Subside Undertaker.
What did he do?
Do it.
He just fucking drove straight through me in the middle of the turn. It spun me.
As that battle
He was trying to drive by my outside. Just fucking drove straight fucking through me.
and Joshua Banks, they
All that tire saving, everything I just fucking did for fucking not.
track big time.
All that fucking tire saving, all for fucking nothing.
Does get in the position with the 73
Oh, they're wrecking on, they're going to be a caution.
Still no caution.
Well, the fucking yellow.
No caution whatsoever. Unbelievable. 4 incidents on 1 run, and
How many wrecks are going to fucking happen? I call 12 yellow for it.
Seriously.
McWhorter's going to have to get his car back going. And now he drops out of the battle.
It's a one-car incident.
That was
If it
such
comes
a
to
good
be
battle
one
up there
car, we'll draw a car.
around that 7th position.
Well, the first one on the start of the run was definitely more of a 1 car.
Race carries on, as you said, no caution.
All right, cool. We had 3 cars wrecked in the backstretch right after the restart, and we didn't throw yellow for it.
AJ, why are you trying to make that move?
Oh, they're almost right in front of us.
With
Mark Whitley.
car tomorrow, like the 2011, 2012 Cup cars. Seeing this with the Xfinity cars is crazy. These
And now he's in the fence.
I'll get back to
without hitting the wall in the tri-oval or down the back straightaway. Banks had a big slide here. Comes Travado now looking.
Is he on probation?
It's the 7th position, while that battle for second has gone to Reggie Ortega in the meantime. While all that craziness was happening, Whitley starting to pay the price for running that high line, and he almost did it again. Somehow not hitting the wall, but he's going to lose 3rd now.
Everybody's having trouble.
Certainly.
My car's not too bad, honestly, for my damage. Clearly, I'm moving decently forward.
That's good.
See him wiggling.
AJ's got, I think, got fresher tires. That's why he's moving.
You have to think maybe the Aero damage on that back.
No fucking ass, dude.
You would think. I mean, in my experience, usually the back bumper damage is pretty much the iRacing symbol of death. Pretty much end of year race when you get it. So the fact he's actually been able to hold on this long has been pretty impressive, but it's not going to last too much longer. And you wonder how long these drivers do want to stick it out. This is probably, without the drivers who, not counting the drivers who topped off, this would look to be probably a 3-stop race. You could probably only make it 45 to 50 laps on fuel. Well, saying those numbers, it might be close to a 2-stop. So those drivers who topped off, maybe they're in a good spot, but will the tires last 45 to 50 laps? So far, I'm not seeing it, as here comes Turner looking for 3rd.
I feel like it all depends on where you're at in the field and how much battling you have to force yourself into. Bailey Turner sliding up to the high side. Mark Whitley wiggling out of the corner. That doesn't happen. I feel like he's got an inside run on the 24 machine.
And that's Bailey Turner saying, all right, I'm faster than you. I'm not wasting any more time. He slid up right in front of the Harpoon Racing Design 77 and was able to get that pass done. And now Hronis kind of got stuck behind Whitley. Turner makes the pass instead, and now the 29's got to find a different way around. He's going to look to the outside line. Whitley goes a little bit.
It was almost right rear today, Jay, because I got loose in the tri-oval.
Mark, sliding.
The right rear tire off of turn number 2. Incredible that he's able to hold on to that, but you can see him fading. He looks horrible. That 77 looks evil right now. Stravato gets by. Miller's going to be the next one to take a look. And meanwhile, it's all calm and dandy at the front. Jeff Wright on 1.1 second lead over Reggie Ortega.
Yeah, pushed the car a little bit, trying to get up here.
1 second. It looks much greater than that for Jeff Wright. Well, again, I mentioned it in the Truck Series race. My favorite saying is,
I got loose. Holy shit.
Outside door.
Right now.
If Caleb was saying he had a meatball, why the fuck?
Why would Ray?
Why would he go for that hole?
No, Mahalski and Jeremy Miller.
Why would he do that?
This is going to be number 5 if there's no yellow for this. They both crashed into the
I have a
outside
meatball.
wall.
This is not good.
I don't know why Ray went, or Noah went after that.
Like, I got loose on my own. That's, but, like, I don't get why he didn't check up at all.
On caution for a crash, and we'll see the V-Speed Instant Replay presented by NJ Distributors. What happened here? Miller tries to get up, and
I'm broken. Oh, man.
Still going to be still there.
What the fuck is going on in this race?
I'm gonna fucking lose the playoffs because of that, dude.
your car has to spin out for it to be called a yellow. I'm not sure about the iRacing math, but apparently iRacing math equals no yellow for all 5 of those incidents we've seen tonight. What this is doing is making competitors drop like flies.
I don't get why, like, he went for that.
Some damn.
There's no room.
He's going to be taken out of this race. Mahalski, the same thing. Caleb Weekly is a lap down. He's actually gone multiple laps down. This is really just keeps spreading the field out more and more. Meanwhile, through all this, Mark Whitley's dropped to 6th. Hronis is 5th. And AJ
29 required.
the top 4 positions. Looking for a top 3. We see this time by the fastest drivers on the racetrack, at least in the top 5. Jeff Wright, a little bit faster than Reggie Ortega, but Bailey Turner a little bit faster than Jeff Wright.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Bailey Turner obviously showing some long-run speed here, but this top 3 just under a blanket whenever it comes to lap times. They're so close to each other, it's not really helping those gaps at all.
Still right there at your door.
You can see the gaps kind of increasing in the top 10 as Whitley continues to fade. Joshua Banks is going to try to get by him. Whitley actually scraped the wall at a 2 and lost a spot to Klinger, but still trying to hang on to at least something before this first set of green flag pit stops, if we get to it. At this rate, we will. Banks pulls a really aggressive slide job. Whitley going to try the crossover. Does he have the grip to do it? Not necessarily. He's going to try to hang on the left rear fender, but he can't quite do it.
Whitney loses another spot to the 23 of Ray Massey. Massey will have a much better drive off of this corner. It's Whitley sideways again.
You can see the wheel work even from here. You can see these drivers just absolutely fighting the steering wheel off of every corner. Even through the tri-oval, they're fighting it. You can see that groove still moving up, even though these drivers are so out of control. That groove is still near the high side for Whitley. As you can see him pretty much turning right to go left, which is something I learned, 18 years ago at this point. Whitley's learned it pretty well because he's had to do it for 2/3 of this run pretty much at this point. As that battle for second, another driver showing long run speed. It's Stravato, but he just hit the wall. Whitley's in the wall. That's a big hit into the
Come on.
in the tri-oval, in the dog leg, slammed
Actual
it.
trouble
And
with BS.
damage. While that happened, I was mentioning Stravato. He actually hit the wall a little bit out of turn 4 himself, but he did not slam the dog leg safer barrier like Mark Whitley did, and he's been able to survive to get to the second position, as that gap between him and the 48 is probably about 1.3 seconds at this point. As Bailey Turner trying to get by Ortega, not quite able to do it yet, as Ortega's starting to fade at this point in the run. Here comes
I get fucking lapped here in a minute.
but Ortega's going to wind up the crossover.
Saw the slide job coming from a mile away and got back underneath the 24 machine. Low line and high line. turn 3 and 4. Turner's going to have the speed off of the corner. Ortega slides up, slots in behind Bailey Turner.
That was all by design because he knew he wanted the outside line just to have that track position over the two, and it ended up working out for him. It got what he wanted. All those crashes that have not brought out yellows looms pretty large for Jeremy Miller. He came in right near that cut line, so he's already gone off track. He's already gone 2 laps down. Absolutely not what he needs for his race. Noah Mahovsky, he was pretty not, I don't believe Mahovsky was that close on points this season, not full time, so not a big worry to him, at least in that sense. But the 30th Miller has got to be sweating bullets at this point as Jeff Wright continues to lead this race, as we still wait on majority of drivers to come down for that first set of tires.
You would have to assume it's going to be at any given moment now, as we're 44 laps deep into this race. Only a handful of drivers coming down.
Yeah, ours don't open up till a little bit later.
What on earth?
Caution?
It's happening already.
I'm afraid to pit.
I'm pretty sure we're not even close.
All these wrecks happening.
I mean, I'm on fresher tires and he came up into my door. Not even knowing to acknowledge him.
He is the only driver on pit road. He pit from about a top 5, top 10 position. So the 29's the first to bite. The tire fall off on this run.
I need Jeff to pit here fucking soon.
He should. I mean, Angelo just pitted, and it's...
Either that or I need a fucking caution to come out, because I'm 2 seconds away from being lapped.
I just have to give a quick major props to AJ Stravato. Started out in 34th, finding a way up to the top 3 spots very early in the race, up 32 positions right now. Another driver to take a look at, kind of in the same boat. V-Speed's very own, the 18 of Alec Martinez, up 26. Started out in 36,
Hey.
He's made his way up to 10th.
Wait a minute, he said he was watching college football. What'd he do? What, he got on track, but we weren't looking? Oh, whatever. No surprise to see him getting from the back to
The worst part is I fucking made that mistake trying to pass Mark Whitley and he's falling outside of the top 10. I should have been more patient, not gotten to lose.
That 48 just a little bit, a tenth or so per lap. Ortega hit the wall at a 4, so did the 35, but everything's all good right there. Start trying to look at a few other battles near the top 15. One of those is Mark Whitley because he is still fading. And honestly shocked he hasn't hit yet. Even after slamming the turn 4 wall, Jerry Bergeron has gotten the 13th position away. He started 27th, so that one car has had a good climb as well. But really just continues to fade.
Jerry Bergeron there, making way past Whitley. Bergeron up 14, Shoemaker up 16. A lot of movement from the back of the pack to the front. As Aaron Smith looks to take the outside. And contact between the 77 and the 43, Whitley and Shoemaker. Both drivers able to straighten it out, get back on the track. That was something else. You don't see a whole lot of incidents coming in.
Make it 3 pit this time, bye.
It's a tight one.
Let's make it the 6th incident that hasn't brought out a yellow. Whitley trying to get a little extra on pit entry. He just kind of chopped the nose of the 43 there from my point of view, but that was off the track, so it's understandable why that was not a yellow. Jeff Wright still hasn't hit. I saw a number of front runners come down that time by, including Ray Massey, Reggie Ortega, Kyle Peacock, Dakota Floyd also come down. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who's near that cut line, is also going to come down to pit, but still waiting on Jeff Wright, who has lost about over half of that lead to Stravato. It is almost down to just half a second.
Stravato showing brains awareness for the track and changing up his line lap after lap.
Comes Bailey Turner. 33 has some good long run speed. Bailey Turner had some as well, but he's going to come down to pit. Bryce Shoemaker brings it down a second time after the contact with Whitley. Here comes Bergeron. You're just about almost cycled out at this point. Still waiting on a number of drivers still, but a decent amount of front runners have already brought it down as that gap is half a second. It's almost down to 0.4 of a second.
And it looks like it's about our top 7 right now.
Gaps down to 1.6 seconds.
Top 8.
Whoa, Stravado's fighting it.
The newcomer to the top 10, it's the 16 of Michael Jones. His first time being up here. Apologize, I think things just updated for me. I'm showing him in 14th now.
Take a low, Reggie.
I thought he was a little bit further up there, but yeah, this is quite the field to be dealing with here.
Jones Jones in number 16 car is in about the 15th position. He's actually battling with Brandon Wallace for the time being. As you can see, once again, up here comes the leader. Jeff Wright's going to
That's the leader. I mean, come around top.
AJ Stravato, funny enough, 48 relinquishes the lead. I believe our second or third lead change of the day, and it belongs to AJ Stravato leading his first lap of the day. Chad Klinger on slightly fresher tires. Remember, he took
I just gotta pray my math works out for me to make the playoffs at this point.
finds himself in the second position, right behind the 33.
Chad Klinger, that 09, and that's a one bright car. That blue chrome, you can spot it from a mile away. He is filling up the rear view mirror of the 33 Shimano right now.
Meanwhile, these drivers still yet to pit. I believe everyone in the top 8 still has to pit. I believe one of the first drivers on track that has already pit is the 29 of Angelo Horonis. Really, right now, it's looking to cycle out to the 29. It's actually not too much further up than this battle for the effective lead. So another driver coming out of turn number 4 having a decent run. There is that Benjamin Richards machine. He has not pit quite yet, sticking this one out.
Go get him, driver.
We had some more pit stops there. 33 is in. Chad Klinger stays out. He keeps the lead. Joshua Banks is also not pit quite yet. Nor has Alec Martinez, as drivers are stretching this fuel. Some drivers are stretching it to about lap 50, but drivers like Joshua Banks, remember, they did come down on that last yellow, lap number 8, just to top off. So we might see maybe 4 more laps out of these guys.
Maybe so, but that's a dangerous situation, getting some of these much faster cars on fresher tires.
Oh!
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow. That strat
He must have
cooked it. He must have cooked it.
35 Joshua Banks.
He must have sped it.
To those fresh tires. It looks like they're just passing, standing still.
And meanwhile, quick update, we saw AJ Stravato come out of the pit lane. He was actually too fast entering, so he just pretty much backed up and called it a day. So Stravato's now out of the race because of that pit road penalty. So take him out of the equation. So fast, long run. And it's not going to matter as Chad Klinger comes down the pit lane, not having to worry about Stravato anymore. Here comes Joshua Banks on the same strategy as the 09.
He said he was trying to make up
Martinez will lead his first lap of the day.
and then he got hit, and I think he might have sped.
We're going to need to stop again. Box in. 5,
Bunch
4,
of different strategies out here, Connor. A lot of green flag racing, even though a couple circumstances.
The radio comms clear during pit entry would be nice.
Really, those iRacing cautions. That was something else.
Tires on that run, 31.45. Dang, my
I
record's
count
going.
6 incidents that could have been yellows that did not bring out yellows. Alec Martinez has been involved in none of them. That's why he's the leader at this point. He's going to go around for yet another lap. He, I believe, was another driver who did hit under that last yellow to at least top off. So he's been able to stretch it 56 full laps here. Keep an eye on that 5th position. That is the 6th position, I should say. Angelo Horonis.
Wow, Peacock just blocked Jeff to the apron.
3.5 seconds back to Bailey turn.
75 fittings.
Bailey's her great massive
16 fitting.
his back bumper here. Vegetation right there in the picture as well.
15 bidding, 15 bidding.
D21. You're clear, you're clear, you're clear.
Assume the race lead.
Oh. I thought I saw was spinning.
Fade at this point. He's running.
I also lost a lot of time.
Not much faster than what his
I hope this comes back to help.
previous run, but that short pit does end up getting him the race lead, at least for the time being. He ran a 32.587 last time by. Bailey Turner a full half second faster than that.
Oh, and I got 26 seconds of optional damage too. That's wonderful.
D16.
Surely from win.
It has fully cycled out to Angelo Horonis at this point. Dakota Floyd on track as well.
I'm in the free fast spot for like a lap. If the yellow came out right now, I would
And Jeff Wright,
be so happy.
top 5. Jeff Wright went a little longer than everyone else. He's now 5.3 seconds behind Horonis as we inch up about 11.5 laps away from that halfway point.
And you are clear.
Oh, never mind. Hodges got left. And Michael Jones.
You can see Q3 and 4 how much Horonis is struggling, just trying to find any sort of grip, and he almost ran out to get off with turn number 4. And the 77 do already in this race as he's struggling to get by. I believe that's the 89.
Well, I need to go try to get my lap back, I suppose.
Fourth position. The 24 continues.
Thank you, Bill. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Fucking, I'm going to go up there and spin the 10 car, get the option I need. It's okay.
I'd like the yellow.
Idiot. Stupid ass idiot.
Completely painting the white line, not really going up to the high side like the 29 was. Horonis actually going to have to probably deal with Christopher Hodges unlapping himself. He went a little bit longer than everyone, so he's going to get his lap back. As that battle for the lead is about to heat up in about 2-3 laps. Ortega continues to battle Ray Massey for third. This field has got really
Try to split the middle here if I can, if it leaves me room.
Yeah, I'll run bottom.
I figured you would. I'm going to stop at 21.
That top 10 position.
Just so both of you know, because you're coming on fresher tires, I pretty much have to run the top of my damage.
Hey, you're fine. I would suggest you not run my lane, buddy. Or do. That's fine too.
Man, that is
2 outside.
not something you see often.
Nobody
honestly.
outside. Clear high.
In a lot of situations that probably should have been cautions, iRacing did not deem necessary. So we see the 21 here, Betty Trejo, makes his way around the 10 of Taylor Benjamin, looking to catch up to the 35 right in front of him. Makes it
Side door.
inside the 35 does
there.
on.
Clear behind. Clear.
Jeremy Miller, that is his teammate, a couple laps down. 15 right in front of him. That is Alex Bell, scored in 24th position.
Those drivers, 2 drivers actually battling for position are Bell and Miller, 2 teammates as well. Teammates of a 35 of Banks, just trying to hope for a yellow to maybe get cycled out, maybe take a waiver out. Meanwhile, battle for the lead, about to heat up and go just like that. Bailey Turner with the pressure tires has caught Angela Horonis and is just about to take a look to the inside in turn number 1. And keep in mind, Jeff Wright, he stayed out very, very long on his set of tires, and it's about to pay off because he's already within a second and a half of Bailey Turner. And at this point, he's running 10ths faster than the 24 as they go side by side for the lead down the back straightaway.
Gap out back's getting bigger. It's up to 1.6
Turner too much grip for the 29 to handle over the bumps. Horonis does not have the grip. Bailey Turner, the new race leader,
Sorry, Alec, my
on lap
toes
number
be on
64.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, that third position is also going to change hands with the pressure tires on the 40.
And he's back.
Right, also around the inside, no problem. Ortega will just pretty much let him go.
One outside. There you go, buddy. Door. You're clear.
Sorry, Bryce.
Good job.
I got door, dude.
Halfway, Bailey Turner, the new leader. So top 5, Turner, Horonis, Wright, Ortega, and Ray Massey. And then 6th place, pretty far back at this point. It's another 3 seconds back to Kyle Peacock at 6th. Floyd 7th. He actually just hit the wall in turn 1. Chad Klinger with fresher tires back to 8th. Joshua Banks 9th. And now Eddie Trejo is solidified in the top 10, but only for a split second because Alex Martinez has cracked the top 10 now.
Alex Martinez, much better tire advantage, about 6 laps between the two. And it doesn't sound like much, but I can promise you that it is, especially it's such a hot racing surface. It's such a, a track that can just chew away at your tires so easily.
Any little tire advantage matters. They're going to use that to the fullest. Most drivers, with how long these drivers stretch their field, it's almost certain that we'll probably see only one more pit stop under green from all of these drivers, unless you're trying to go off strategy. Meanwhile, battle for second, that's changed hands. Horonis back to third. Jeff Wright now 6/7 of a second behind Bailey Turner. Probably going to try to chase him down in the next few laps or so, but Horonis, that short pit, starting to hurt him a little bit.
Just a little bit, but not too terribly, as he is still running pretty consistently in the same kind of category as our race leaders. Eventually, it's gonna come back to bite him.
It's just a matter of time as we'll have to see how early he wants to pit this next round of stops as 48 works around the lap traffic of Brandon Wallace. Actually, it's vice versa because Wallace has fresher tires. He's trying to get back on a lead lap in 26th position. So he just
need to get past Brandon Wallace.
Play some catch-up here in the number 99. He's had some decent runs, but for today,
actively trying to get him back on the lead lap, so I really don't need to pass the guy that's ahead of me.
The 69th lap of the race with Jeff Wright
Contingently.
his, I guess, pseudo teammate. They're both Hendrick paint schemes, but not exactly Hendrick Motorsports drivers. Alec Martinez just took a position. No, he did not take a position from Bryce Shoemaker, who laps down. Bailey Turner will cross the line, though, to take lap number 70 as we work the halfway point of this race. It is just about that time to get loud. We do it every time. Bradley's always hyped for it. I always like listening to it. So as we work this halfway point, the battle for the lead's about to heat up. We're about ready to get loud. What do you say?
I say we do it, Connor.
Go.
Now, what were your tires in your run?
55, 57.
Jeez. 30, you heard mine, right? 31.45?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I run these tires out and hope for a yellow, or do I run the optimal strategy and pit now?
How many laps left you got on your tank?
12.
Aaron Smith just disconnected.
Yeah, you're going to have to pit again no matter what.
Right, that's why I'm thinking I should just bite the bullet now. But it'll suck if I get a yellow.
Maybe. You get early track position, and then at that point you'd hope you get a yellow, yeah.
I don't understand what the damn 16 is doing that he's faster than me.
Track temp is surprisingly going down.
Every half.
Well, I know that. All the shadows out here.
Graphics for the support. That's the reason we get to do that at the halfway point, and we were able to do it at a pretty pivotal point in this race as we're side by side for the lead with the Jeff Wright machine and Bailey Turner. Turner trying to fight him off. Jeff Wright using that outside lane to his advantage, and he should retake the lead here, but Turner's not giving up. Just not quite able to handle it. Jeff Wright back to the race lead. Turner trying to wind up that outside line. He almost hit the wall. He came as close as he could without hitting it. Gets a good run on the 48. He's going to dive back to the inside. What a move.
Fantastic move by the 24 to get back to the inside of the 48, but just can't carry enough speed as the 48 sticks to that high line, almost clears himself across the nose of Bailey Turner. Had just enough room there to make it happen.
I think he tried to shove him up the track, that or he just completely missed the corner on accident, but either way, he tried to get that 48 back behind him, but not quite able to do it. And we'll see if Jeff Wright can maintain this lead and maybe stretch it out. So Turner back to second, Reggie Ortega to third, Massey's fourth, Andrew
Oh, Lord have mercy.
fifth position in the meantime. He's actually right in front of Michael Jones, who is first driver one lap down.
Okay.
My dad goes to those trying
position.
to block you.
Okay.
It's fine. Fine.
Race car, we mentioned
He's having a great time.
tying the one
Do what?
I wasn't sure where you
that
wanted.
the truck series had just a few minutes before this one started. And it's been playing in green here for about 65 laps or so.
Just about. We had the caution at lap number 6. We went back green on lap number 10, coming to 11. So yeah, about 65, 66 laps.
That's
at this
a lot of
point. We've had our bumps, we've had
Oh.
some slides, but for the most part, we've seen a lot of good racing.
Not into
especially
me.
in the front of the field. That lead hasn't gone away quite yet. I personally don't think Turner's going to be able to get it back at this point, as McWhorter's going to try to get one of his 2 laps back at this point. But Turner is keeping tabs on the 48 at this point. Here goes McWhorter. Fresh tires, you're going to get a good view of how much they matter.
low,
such
go low.
a big advantage.
P7.
At the cost of a lot of positioning, we're way back in the back of the
Thank
pack.
you, Brad.
Able to unlap himself at least.
Got one of his 2 laps back, so if we got a yellow, he could maybe, in theory, take a wave to get back lead lap. A second and a half worth of time. That is the difference between the order and these 2 leaders at this point. I reckon to remember another battle between 48 and 24 at this version of Atlanta. That happened like 13 years ago. It seems like these 2 are trying to recreate it at this point, but Wright keeps the lead. Still looking at Alec Martinez's charge through the field at this point. He's running in the 9th position, but currently a little bit slower than I thought he would be. He ran a 33.1 last time by, and although he did go longer than the 48, that is not any faster than Jeff Wright. It's actually pretty much even with the race leader at this point. He's still 7.5 seconds back of that 48 machine. Eddie Trejo's had a pretty decent pit cycle. He's in the 11th position. He started 24th. Another one of those drivers, as we talked about the regular season finale tonight, drivers below the cut line need to get above the cut line. Trejo's not in the top 10, but this is a pretty solid run at this point. We'll see if it's enough, especially with Miller having his struggles down in 30th position.
Not the outcome for Miller.
Come on, Blood, get off.
Really gonna hurt his bid for the playoffs.
He's going to need a few things go his way in his last 60 laps or so to have any sort of chance. Mark Whitley not really in trouble as far as the playoff picture. He came into this race 3rd in points, but after starting up at the front, leading some laps, we saw him fade on that first run. We saw him slam the outside wall. He's faded back into the 17th position, where he's pretty much resided for a while at this point.
Losing my focus.
Further ahead of Brian Chandlis, who had that incident down the back straightaway where he almost stopped. He's actually in a 3-car battle for 18th.
Let's call it.
Who is around that cut line, and Christopher Hodges, who's also on the cut line tonight. So you really got 3 drivers not having the runs they need to.
Thought something was going on. My wife was texting me. I thought saw like 3 messages, and I was like, oh crap.
These 3 lost. It's always
Thankfully, she just wants me to start the dryer again.
Definitely up there in the top 10 later in this run.
Jeez, all right.
A lot of tough driving.
Of a name of the game at a track like Atlanta, you have to have tough driving to really run at the front at a track like this that's so physically demanding, even for sim racing. It's
I'm gonna
demanding.
take the top.
You have to work the wheel up. You have to be perfect with your throttle and brake. Too much throttle, you're spinning. If you throttle up too early, you're going to be in the wall. It is so precise, the lines these drivers are having to run. And Costa's doing a good job just managing what he can. He started 19th. He's pretty much been there since the start. Having a clean night, but as far as
there's some shit.
He probably needs something to happen to get a few more positions, like this one, trying to get 17th from Mark Whitley.
Sideways.
Oh, man. Oh, contact! Whitley sideways! What a save! My goodness!
Sorry.
I've seen the 77 struggling all night with the grid.
Hell of a save there,
He
Mark.
handles it so well once that comes.
Tired about hearing hell of saves.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man. Sideways again.
Through the grass.
Oh, can he save this one?
I'm getting real tired about hearing about good saves.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't imagine the frustration level in that helmet, but my goodness, it's a...
Yeah, somebody small on the
And I'll
front.
take that away from him.
You know, Connor, I think I'm gonna have to stop putting the camera on Whitley. It seems like every time we do, something happens to him.
Whatever you do, don't put it on Chuck Sweeting, because that's how me and Bradley feel about the 75. I'll knock on wood, because I have wood next to me, but he's actually had at least a decent run of luck as of late. He's running in the 12th position at this point, also kind of running where he started. He's about half a track behind the race leader.
So, is that being with the camera on him, or are we avoiding that?
He's in 12th. We don't need to show him. Everyone knows he's in 12th. Oh, there he is. It's your fault. No, it's your fault if anything happens.
He's
I'm
out
not
there
liable.
all alone. He's all right. He's running his race back there in the 75 machine.
I think he takes any quiet night he can get in Saturday Night Racing League, but he has pretty much been on his own for a majority of this long
If
run.
my map's right now, based on where these guys are running, I might miss the playoffs by 1 point.
A lot of times that's usually a good thing.
Nice.
I gotta find a spot. I don't know how I'm going to.
Eddie Trejo up ahead. by about 1.8 seconds, who we mentioned was running 11th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who's had a pretty decent points here, 4th in points, has really been a standout despite only having one top 10 this season. Top 5 in points. He has been solidly in the 13th position. He's another driver who started at the back. He started 35th tonight and has climbed his way up to the top 15.
Back up here towards the front. Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright still within that half-second coverage.
Turner not letting the 48 go. With how important fresh tires is, one lap of an undercut could make the difference in this race, but especially between these two. They've separated themselves from the rest of the field on this previous set of pit stops. Reggie Ortega is now 3rd, 2.5 seconds back of Jeff Wright, puts him 2 seconds back of Bailey Turner. So a 2-car is actually about to have a handful with the 09.
Come on, car.
Laps. But like I said, these top 2 have really separated themselves. It really only takes one driver undercutting, or maybe one driver going too long on fuel, to the point of that could end up getting these drivers the race victory.
And very well good. It's all going to come down.
Gosh, I can't save a tire though. Save my life.
Lap 10. It's really boiling down to be a good race overall.
It's been a great race overall. So many battles throughout the field. Jeff Wright is leading at this point. Bailey Turner hot in pursuit, separated by a half a second with pit stops coming in just a little bit of time. We'll be right back with Saturday Night Racing League, the regular season finale in Atlanta.
What's up, everyone? I am Joshua Banks, driver of the number 35 Macro Tool Supra.
Comes back. He's going to send it to the inside. They're 3 wide for the race lead. They're going to... Joshua Banks is going to win it. Unbelievable.
And also co-owner of M&J Distributors for the sponsor for Saturday Night Racing. So I just want to thank every single one of you for tuning into tonight's race. I hope you will put on a good show.
This is
B-Speed and subscribe to him if they...
I ain't out here racing for fucking anything.
They put on some great broadcasts. So I'll make this short and sweet. The main reason for sponsoring Saturday Night Racing League is because I've been with these guys for a long time. I've raced a lot. I've been through some rough times, good times, and arguments and everything like that.
Just saying, Alex, if you wanted to pull off, it would very much help.
I was already ahead of you on that part. I don't know. Get through these round of pit stops, and if I can somehow
Oh yeah, I got it.
lead lap, that's...
Eddie's gonna outpoint me right now, and Phil Brewer's like within a spot of outpointing me.
You know, and that's what.
Yeah, I got you.
That's the main reason, and that's all I really have to say.
Thanks, he never posted this YouTube video, okay? You had technical difficulties. We are manipulating the fuck out of this race.
ATDI Racer, link in the description. Check out, and you can see my point of view, see what's happening on my end. If you want to watch it, fine.
Like, I'm gonna go to the end of my fuel run here, and if I don't get a like yellowing back on the lead lap, then I'll probably like speed in my pit stop or something.
I'll see you guys on track.
Lap traffic out of the way. It's between these two. Even.
This race still very undecided.
They had the lift. Big run for McWard. This is going to be his chance.
Running out of time, and they know it.
The box surges to the inside, now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.
That was a huge run for Bradley. He got back the advantage, but here comes a big dive. McWhorter might just try to run him out of room here. Oh, if up in the wall, they're going to crash. They both crash. Here comes Ray Massey. Ray Massey's going to win it.
Watching Eddie struggle, but it's just not enough.
Inside.
Back with 46 laps to go from Atlanta, the regular season finale, the final race before the Saturday Night Racing League chase. And it's been an absolutely incredible race. One caution, a decent amount of
There's a little bit of a bumper. Not intentional, but a little bit of a bumper. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cool.
But we're back live in Bailey Turner.
Not intentionally trying to do a bump and run out, but honestly, that was pretty clean.
worked out for Jeff Wright on that first pit cycle to stay out a little bit longer.
All right.
Finding himself up.
I need there to be a yellow, like,
Took him a little
now.
bit longer than we would expect. But
Actually, no. When Jeff and Banksy pit down, I need a yellow.
as he can,
81
he's forced to go down.
Or honestly, now, I don't really care. Just get this field back together.
Best tires in the field.
I think that's got to be his plan. Hitting right after the 24 would probably just be bad at that point. Ray Massey just came down the pit lane this lap. Actually, no, Shinoski, excuse me, 81, came down to pit lane. Last time by it was Bailey Turner that came down the pit lane. I think Brian Chambliss also came down, and Trejo is going to be the next driver to hit pit entry, as does Bryce Shoemaker. But we'll really see how long this 48 wants to stay out to get this tire advantage that helped him get the lead back on the previous run. Once again, like we mentioned, it was Angel Horonis who was really the first driver to set off this cycle of pit stops with a really short pit.
Jesus.
Really? I
Put
swear to
him
God,
on the
man,
fence
you're
with
asking
fuel.
again.
So things should cycle up to him at the initial ending of the green flag pit stops.
When I get
But watch the 24, 48, and 2 to probably pass him at a certain point.
Happened right in front of me.
Bullshit, I know what the fuck you're
Not
doing.
you, Connor, but I think our closest battle on the field
If
right
you want
now
me to
is
do
the
it, I'll do it, but I'm not. It's just, I don't have the
Looking
fucking
to
magic
get up to
tires
the
the
back
goddamn
end of the
48 does,
44
so this thing doesn't drive good, alright?
It's pretty silent around the racetrack in terms of battles, though.
Oh, Mark Whitley spinning through the grass. Bring that bitch back on track, baby.
Come on, give me the pole.
Box anyway, so 39 will go a few more laps down.
Come on.
So Philip Brewer hit the wall there a little
Caution?
bit. He's
Caution?
one of those drivers that really needed a
Hey,
little bit
all
of
that
a
pull back
play
onto the
on
track to get us yellow at least.
He hasn't had that tonight, although he has stayed out and put himself in the 5th position, yet to make a pit stop. Meanwhile, Jeff Wright, the race leader, he came down the pit lane as we're 3 wide out of turn number 2 just about. Race leader came down the pit. Joshua Banks will go even longer on his set of tires. He took over the race lead.
Joshua Banks not clear by any means of other cars on the track, surrounded by a bunch of them. There goes the 2 of Reggie Ortega on the low side, unlapping himself.
All right.
Banks to come down pit road.
Hitting now.
Make sure you're awake.
Banks, he's going to bring it on the pit lane. He's going to slide on the pit entry. Still sliding through that car. He might have gotten the pit speed.
Clip that son of a gun. Holy cow, what a save going down the pit road.
Pit entry.
I heard you working it.
Incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I need someone to please eat shit in the next 4 laps.
Let's go.
Unreal. I don't know how he was able to
40
pull
laps.
that
I don't know
off.
if I can
Meanwhile,
catch
a
back
pretty
up.
important change. Horonis undercut, but it was not
Much
enough to
better
really
stop.
even lead any more laps. Bailey Turner's already gotten by. That is for position.
Holy
and it would be
cow.
For the effective race.
could have ended my race.
So Turner still waiting on Chuck Sweeting and Morgan Cook to come down to pit lane.
Traffic on your exit here, watch your mirrors.
Take the lead away, but potentially get some important clean air. To maybe
How many laps down are
some
you, Jeremy?
tire life in it,
2.
in case he
Fighting
gets
with
out
Chuck
of
to
the
get 1, but 2. I'm gonna finish for race 2 laps down in all likelihood, or 1 lap
There's
down.
your spot.
I don't know.
Jeff Wright making
Well, yeah, that's Mark
I
Whitley.
think that might have been a spot for Philip too, though, with where he was running. I don't know. I honestly don't.
Bailey Turner
Coming inside, Bill.
Inside, it probably is a lap.
Inside,
It's a-
inside, inside.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's in 4.
It was about 0.4 of a second faster.
It's going to be a point for both of y'all, I think.
Pit lane, still waiting on the 75. He'll lead a few more laps here as he just started lap number 104.
I hate this.
Update on the attrition rate. Even with 1 yellow, the attrition rate has been pretty high. Rob Amp, John Sinu were out in really the first set of cautions. Sinu wrecked under green flag conditions. Caleb Weekly called it a day, as did Jonathan Smith, who was in that lap 6 caution. Noah Mahalski is out of the race after contact with Jeremy Miller. Brian Carwile, I noted he actually didn't start the race, but he actually did get back on track. But he is 63 laps down in the 34th position. AJ Stravato sped on pit entry. He exited the race after that. Aaron Smith has gone out of the race after pit road penalty. So we really only have about 31 drivers still running in this race. Mark Whitley's another driver. He called it a day. He had a rough race going, and he pretty much decided he was finally done and not having fun. So Whitley out of the race. He'll drop down to at least 31st position as we wait on Chuck Sweeting still to make that final pit stop. This is really tragic, just hoping for a yellow, and he's not going to get it. And now he has to stumble on the pit entry, which he does.
Able to slow it down to that pit road speed, however.
15 will be pitting. 15 will be pitting.
I got a pit in like 2 laps.
73 pitting, 73 pitting.
Yeah. I mean, Jeremy, even if I speed right here and give you a spot, it's just going to give Philip a spot too.
That's still more. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? If Jeremy still gets extra points, wouldn't matter what Philip gets, right?
Aronis, the under.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he has bonus points for anything or.
No, I don't think he's led. He hadn't been.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have incidents.
The top 8, I would think.
Does that matter?
He's got a gap to Ortega, Ray Massey, but
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be tight. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck, Sweetie missed pit road.
Excuse me, 35 laps of racing to go. Bailey Turner in the cap.
Oh no, he didn't. Never mind. Just didn't update his position.
You see those? If you see black streaks that are almost a perfect curve, that's fine.
His wins this season.
No one's around me. I don't know why I called it.
He was able to win that about a month ago. Won the season opener at Daytona. No stranger to winning in the Saturday night races.
Stupid ass race. I hate this fucking track. Like every race here in this league has just been shit for me.
Yeah.
Banks. So both strategies.
I don't understand it. I'm pretty good at this place.
He's used to this, and he's going to use it to his advantage if he can. Jeff Wright, it's hard to outblast the speed of that 48. The gap's already 3 points.
29, 27.
As you see Jeff Wright entering the screen there on the right side, coming out of turn 2. It is closing so fast.
There you go. Outside.
Once again, we talked about it, how spread out this field has gotten for really single file throughout majority of the track. This battle for the lead is going to get closer and closer the more we run. Michael Jones just made a pit stop. He will be, I believe, 1 or 2 laps down. Chuck Sweeting actually came out 14th with the freshest tires in the field down this back straightaway, so we'll see if he can maybe sneak into a top 10 with fresher tires. But all eyes are on the 24 and the 48. I mentioned it already, but I'm really getting flashbacks to 2011 with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. The numbers are good. The scheme's probably not close enough, but it'll do. 2 of the best drivers in this series are out
Appreciate it, buddy.
the war for this win.
Absolutely, and it's just going to come down.
That's a championship move right there if I ever saw it.
Long enough to make that battle happen at the end of this race. 48 and Jeff Wright.
Oh, someone up there will say, oh, 16 to the grass.
Jones just slipped.
Will he save it?
This will bring out a yellow, but he's stopped.
I think he did.
Taking a huge moment out of turn number 4. It's
Marvelous.
Once again, let's make that 7 incidents that have not brought out.
Oh.
Stay green.
Nope. Who's that?
As you see, Michael
Alex screamed about something.
Oh, I don't know what. I'm seeing him in front of me. There's nothing going on.
It's going to hurt his finishing position quite a bit. He's going to lose a lot of spots.
Good thing it wasn't Las Vegas. You might have seen him flip over that infield. Meanwhile, battle for the lead is heated up. Jeff Wright closed it in a hurry on Bailey Turner. He's all over the back bumper. This is the battle for the win as they cross 30 laps of racing to go. This is happening 4 seconds in front of Hronis. Here comes Jeff Wright diving to the inside with, that's McWhorter trying to unwrap himself, putting himself in this battle. Jeff Wright, can he clear him? No, come. They're both into the wall. They both have huge contact. Big damage on the front bumper of the 24, and they're 2 friends. They know each other well, but big damage to both those drivers.
Brewer's currently only 12 spots ahead of me.
Having a little bit of issue handling that 48 machine out of the corner exit into the wall in the trials.
Bailey Turner's going to take the lead back. This is incredible stuff. All of a sudden, Chad Klinger might be in the best spot for this. Still 4 seconds back. But he gained a second on both those drivers who are now battling pretty heavy damage, and he has pretty solid tires.
I had to... Go ahead, Connor.
I was about to say, just this is turned on its head. These 2 dominating the race, and all of a sudden, Jeff Wright gets there. We think he has the pass done. It's a slide job gone wrong. He's in the wall again, and now Bailey Turner's trying to pull back away.
I have to think that the 48 has some right rear suspension damage. The way this car has just completely changed the handling on him after that incident. You know, we haven't seen Jeff sliding through the corners very much, but now it's every single corner exits. The right rear is tapping the wall, even through the dog leg. He's having issues.
And all of a sudden, like we were talking about, he had the best tires. He chased the 24 down in a hurry. It's one fatal wrong calculation, and he might have just cost himself a shot at this victory. Now back to 0.8 of a second behind Bailey Turner. Turner still has some speed in that car. He ran a 33.1 last time by, about 0.3 faster than Jeff Wright. But like I said, we might have a battle on our hands with Chad Klinger. We'll see if he can hold on his tires. The Teal 09 at the right side of the screen, exiting turn number 2 there. All of a sudden, his car looks really great compared to the two in front of him.
No.
Yeah, he absolutely does. That gap is closing rather rapidly. He was just at 2 seconds back from Jeff Wright, and he shaved off 0.3 of a second. And it's going down even more as we speak.
There we go.
You know, all this has happened. We do only have 19 drivers on the lead lap, and one thing that could decide this race is lap traffic. Who knows? Maybe McWhorter going to be inside of the 48 spooked Jeff Wright. It's too hard to tell until we maybe get a chance to talk to at least a few of these guys.
He finishes 14th. He'll beat me by 15 spots, so I just can't afford to. Well, I guess 3 bonus points. I won a race. I guess I'd be the tiebreaker.
Bailey Turner will have to navigate around him and Max Cost and Austin Belkey at least. You'll probably catch them at some point as Jeff Wright continues to fade.
Chad Clear's really catching up to the back of Jeff Wright. So, like you said, in a fantastic spot in the closing laps of this race is Morgan Cook right there behind the 24 of Turner. Obviously not on the lead lap, but he's got some fresher tires than Turner does. We'll see him make a move around and we'll see if that affects Turner at all.
And I think Bailey Turner is probably thinking he's pretty lucky because he's damaged, but his times are still good enough to where maybe Chad Klinger is not as big of a threat as he could have been. Meanwhile, on the other end of things, Jeff Wright, that rear end damage, and like you said, almost likely suspension damage, has ruined that 48. So dominant for so long, and it's fading away at the wrong time as Chad Klinger is about to put him back to the 3rd position. As this is going to be a pretty easy pass for Chad Klinger, and now, all of a sudden, clear track between 1st and 2nd.
See if Turner can hold on to the lead or if Klinger can use this advantage of having that fresh air on the front nose of that 09 and close up this gap at all. Currently sitting about 2.25 of a second back from Turner. Not making as much headway as he did on Jeff Wright. Jeff Wright is going to be in a dangerous position to even finish in the top 5 here as Ortega has closed that gap to just 1 second. Ray Massey shortly behind him. Angelo Ronas within 0.3 of Ray Massey. Alec Martinez right next to Angelo Ronas. Martinez does get that move past the 29 machine on the low side.
Once again, he stayed out a little longer as well, got some fresher tires at his disposal, and Hronis really the first driver to pit. So he's fallen back to 7th, and Joshua Banks is up to 8th, so he'll probably have to fend him off as well. Another note, Eddie Trejo just got passed by Chuck Sweeting. Sweeting, really the last driver to pit. He's gotten up to 11th position, but now has 6 seconds to catch up to Dakota Floyd. Meanwhile, next time by, 20 laps of racing to go. Looking at the times between the top 2, Bailey Turner at a 33.228, Chad Klinger at 33.027. 0.2 of a second per lap would do it, but can he keep that advantage? That's going to be the question with 20 laps of racing to go as that battle for 5th starts to heat up. Ray Massey trying to fend off Alec Martinez. Not a battle we've seen for much of the second half of this race until now, but here comes Martinez looking for the top 5 spot.
Really liking that low line right now. He's made 2 passes on the low side. He does get clear. He slides up in front.
Well, you don't have to worry about Wright winning, but
switchback. He'll have the
that's great. Doesn't mean anything.
I know, but
we've seen it time and time again.
Don't pull me him and Bailey almost wrecked.
Where
Clear already.
If one thing that helped me out is Jeff to wreck.
That top 5 position for the time being.
Martinez so strong strong in that middle line. Whenever he gets positioning, it's pretty much game over for the driver he's battling. Because we know it's really a race to see who gets Jeff right first, as that battle for fourth will pretty much come and
Either
go.
Jeff Turek or a caution to come out now and some chaos start happening.
The 18 and the 23, and even the 29
Either of those will not
probably
happen.
get him, even with the tire disadvantage, that's 48, too much damage to really have any sort of competitive speed. The battle for ninth, there's none there. Peacock has it. Dakota Floyd is all on his own. Eddie Trejo's back to 12th. Just looking through the field, Butcher Benjamin.
Oh, one slow in the apron and 3 and 4.
Battle for the lead. That gap continues to come down around 0.2 of a second.
I'm sure it won't be a caution.
I don't know who it is. It's Muncie.
Martinez, the main battle.
I have a chance at a spot from that. I know what he's doing.
Rather easily, but Martinez going to use this to his advantage. It's that 48 between himself and the next fastest car, Ray Massey, Joshua Banks behind him. Martin able to put some distance between the 4th and 5th spot once Massey gets around right.
Time by.
Ooh, Jeff's got damage.
2/10 slower than.
Yeah, him and Bailey had issues.
These tires are not evening out quite yet.
That's Bailey's running.
Had my win the race.
Right here comes John.
That's huge for me. That was humongous. I used to that.
Yeah.
This time by 16 laps to go. And that
Now I don't even have to worry about Phillip passing Bergeron.
Quick update on that regular season battle for the chase to see who gets it and who doesn't. Jeremy Miller's still in a bad spot. He has not been able to get anyone positioned really without a yellow. He's 28th position, 2 laps down, and almost certainly looking like he will miss out.
Casey's gonna miss, unfortunately.
Position.
Figured that.
In the 18th position at this point. Eddie Trejo, a solid night. He could potentially outpoint the 30. He's running in about the 12th position. Max Costin, the 63, always the staple of consistency, and he's pretty much ran where he started, but it might not be enough. He runs 17th position. Caleb Weekly needed a good run. He's out of the race. Brian Chambliss needed a good run. He got hit in an incident early. He is in the 19th position. So that's a quick update on most of those guys. I don't see Case Lakatos in this race either, so him not being here could also change the trajectory of the 12 chase drivers that we get.
Absolutely. And while you're mentioning all the point standings at the moment, Angelo Rodas from 29 makes his way around Jeff Wright. So for the time being, Jeff Wright does have about a 3-second gap back to 9th. But he is still in danger with a much slower car than the rest of the field. A lot of handling problems. He might end up fading out of the top 10. 3 seconds.
Come on, Ray. Just let me go.
Well, a big part of this race that I thought could end up being a factor is lap traffic. Bailey Turner caught Brian Chambliss, and he almost made contact with the 9. He lost a lot of time in that battle. Also, Morgan Cooks hit the wall out of turn number 4. He slowed in front of the leaders. That caused chaos. Someone almost spun on pit entry as well. Couldn't even see which car that was, but all of a sudden, 09 gained a lot of time thanks to that.
Absolutely, almost within that half-second range. It's, you know, we mentioned the battle being between the 24 and the 48. Now,
Benjamin Richards pit, that's another spot.
it's going to be the 24 and the 09.
No Christmas cards going to the Chambliss household if it's Bailey Turner's say. Klinger almost hit the wall there. He actually might have had a tap of it, but it did not deter him too much. He was still a 1/10 of a second faster, and he smells blood in the water. Next time by 11 laps to go, and Chad Klinger is in the wake of Bailey Turner. And now he will have to navigate Chambliss. Michael Jones slides out of 2. He kept it straight, though. No caution as the sun begins to set a little bit in Atlanta. The track temp comes down. The grip levels maybe come up a little bit, but even with the old tires, not quite so, as that gap is just about 0.6 of a second. Remember, he was about 4 seconds back, maybe more than that at one point.
Rick?
Nope.
I'm just trying to push too hard. If you get around me, I'm gonna let you pass.
No, you're good, dude. I'm not hoping for a caution.
You can see him, he is stalking his prey, and even in the dirty air, he is still gaining on the 24, but he's giving it everything he's got. He almost ran himself out of room again, but it was a big gain that time, about almost 0.2 of a second that time. He's gonna get there. It's just a matter of, we always say this. Every single race, it seems like me and Bradley say this. Catching is one thing, passing's another. Can Chad Klinger do it? He has been waiting for another victory for a while at this point. 2 wins in this series. And the last time that happened was June of 2024, last season, all the way back at Phoenix to end last season. So he's been waiting on this opportunity.
I knew once I caught the Alec, I couldn't get around him because my tires are shot. Thank it.
He would become the 7th different Saturday Night Racing League driver to get the 3 wins. But he's still got a lot of work to do as the gap pretty much stalled out that time. He was pretty much only as fast as Bailey Turner.
That might be by design.
I need a break so bad, I heard.
Too soon and allow him to make that late race move. But we're in the closing laps and there's less than 10 to go.
You deserve a break.
It's got to be now or it's got to be never for the 09.
That time by, he was back to half a tenth faster. It's these two 1v1. We thought it'd be Turner and Jeff Wright. Contact in turn number 2. Takes right out of it. Wounds the 24 of Turner and gives Chad Klinger a potential golden ticket to get his first victory of the season. He closed in another 10th or so that time around. 7 laps to go. Meanwhile, battle for that 8th position. Jeff Wright falling back. And Peacock should be there soon enough. Oh, Peacock actually hit the wall, but he still keeps it straight. This battle for the lead is as close as it's been.
How within 0.2 of a second.
He dove hard into 3 that time, trying to get to the bumper, trying to loose up the Celsius Camaro. He has a run off the corner. The draft is playing into his hands. 6 laps to go. Chad Klinger is there. He's going to get to the bumper. Does he loosen him up? Does he even use the bumper? He has clean air on the nose. He's all over Bailey Turner, pushing him up the racetrack. Turner wiggles. Here comes Klinger with a run. He'll dive to the inside. Turner gives it to him. He will not let him pass on the outside. Will they make contact? We still got 5.25 laps to go. Klinger is there to the bottom, but washing up a little bit. Turner gets the run off the corner. Meanwhile, Kyle Peacock, Dakota Floyd, they'll pass Jeff Wright. So Peacock 8th, Floyd 9th, Wright 10th, Turner up the track. Klinger, big run on the bottom of the track. Turner trying to wind up the high side, but Klinger a great launch out of the corner. Can Turner clear him before turn 3? Not quite. Dead, even almost. Side by side into turn number 3. Turner's not giving Klinger any sort of room. Coming to 4 to go. The nose ahead for the 09. They're going to make contact almost. My goodness. If this was the finish, how close would it be? It would have been 17 1/1000 of a second. Here goes Klinger for the slide job for the race victory. Potentially. Turner's going to try to wind up the crossover. Did Klinger go too far? Yes, he did. Big lift, big wiggle. He tries to block Turner. Turner has to run back at him. It's another dead heat into turn number 3. Turner washing up the racetrack. They made contact that time, and that could do it. We'll see. Coming to 3 to go. Chad Klinger clear for the race lead.
What an intense battle up here for the top spot. Chad Klinger, as you mentioned, was at 1.4 seconds back from the leader, but now putting distance on and distance fast. Bailey Turner puts that outside line, makes up a little bit of ground.
Chad Klinger is going to win this race.
3 and 4.
Wow. Impressive. Impressive run.
Hold on,
2 to go.
Battle for the 8th position is going to heat up. Floyd and Peacock are actually battling it out as Jeff Wright's gone back to 10th. 2 laps of racing to go. If Bailey Turner has anything left, he's got to lay it all on the line, but just doesn't seem like he has anything left. But what a turn of events. We talked about it. This was the 24 and 48's race. Turner hit the wall there, but he kept it straight. We thought it was between those two. Chad Klinger comes out of nowhere, almost like last week, where Turner dominates and it ends up going into Aaron Smith's lap as these two slide off the corner. Tonight, it's Chad Klinger trying to play the role of Aaron Smith as he's out of turn number 4 for the white flag. One more time around Atlanta for Chad Klinger. as this battle for 8th will pretty much end. Dakota Floyd by Kyle Peacock. Turner trying the high side. He has nothing left to fight with. An incredible final run to this race. Chad Klinger came from over 5 seconds back. A little drama to help him out, but he's going to come to the checkered flag for his first win since Phoenix in June. Chad Klinger, for the first time this season, wins at Atlanta, outdueling Bailey Turner.
What a fantastic.
Let's go, Chad boy. Good racing there, Alex.
Good job, Chad. Good racing, gentlemen. Good one, Chad.
The one he'll cherish the most.
Man.
Maybe the win he's proud
And he
of
took
the
tires
most.
too on that first stop. That's what got helped him.
Ortega, Martinez, Banks, the top 5.
I'm not saying he got it completely, but if you're taking tires.
Top 10. Sweeting, Trejo, Butcher, Benjamin, everyone else.
I think I made it, but I'm not
Chad.
positive. I see it.
How incredible of a battle that
That's
truly
crazy.
was.
Fun little race, Alex.
What a fight.